different
Is it
place.
fair? Do you feel as if the staff is fulfilling, can do the duties?
Yes. I don't think, and I know it. We're working extraordinarily closely
You don't
together.
feel as if the state's losing out by not having a more active voice?
Maybe missing town halls or more active. But, Senator Padilla was just in the office a few days ago. We were comparing and contrasting issues and advocacy, and we're aligned with Feinstein in her office.
So that was the California Governor Gavin Newsom, of course, discussing his state's senior senator, Dianne Feinstein, her health issues. Chris, it's all good. We've been discussing with Senator Padilla. The staff's on it. Everyone's good. California represented. Everything's kosher, right?
Well, it's not new. We should point out it's not new for the extraordinarily elderly to continue to serve in the United States Congress long after the sell-by date, whether it's Robert Byrd or Strom Thurmond, or we have a long bipartisan tradition of the enfeebled continuing to hold these seats. Gavin Newsom's problem is what? He's got a bunch of his fellow Democrats running for her Senate seat. He's got a bunch of them, and it's getting ugly. It's getting dicey, and he does not want to be the one who anoints somebody to hold this seat. And it's not a sufficient answer to say that the staff is doing it, but that's the political predicament that he's in. That is the political predicament. But if you're sitting home in California, staff's name wasn't on the ballot. Staff's name is not outside the office here in one of the big Capitol buildings. And he's just like, staff's got it. Yeah, no, it's true. But at the same time, it's not like Dianne Feinstein a year ago was a dynamic vote for involved in shaping policy to a great degree. We have a lot of bad senators. We have a lot of senators who represent their states poorly. And unfortunately, the way that Congress works today is leadership ordains things, and then people vote almost always on party lines. We have very few votes that are actually determinative, and what you can guarantee is that it's not Dianne Feinstein's staff that's determining that vote. It's Chuck Schumer and the Democratic majority in the Senate. They call the shot, and she votes with the party. Former communications director in California. You never appeared on a ballot, did you?
No, I did not.
You would do great.
I'm sure I would do great. This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. Having the largest State of the Union, having the senator that represents that many people, basically reenact some version of Weekend at Bernie's every day is freaking ridiculous and insane. The voters of California deserve better. Everyone acting in the Senate like, well, this is business as usual. The staff runs the show. That's not how it's supposed to work. It may be how it's always worked, but that's not how it's supposed to work. And as just, regardless of party, Democrat, Republican, you cannot sit there, look at this person and go, yeah, this person's all there. They should be taking and casting votes about national security, about finance, about the economy, about things that...
Well, Gavin Newsom is suggesting she isn't. It's the staff.
Yeah, and that's a stupid answer, frankly, because no one elected these people. They have no right to be acting as if they are the senator for California. Their names have never appeared on a ballot, and it is ludicrous and insane that this is happening right now.
Well, I love this shot against the deep state, so I'm here. I'm here for that. But I do agree that generally our politics is so partisan that it almost doesn't matter who's sitting in the chair. Like a staff could do it. Although if Senator Feinstein would like to hire me, that would also be fine.
You'd have some different
we could really make some changes in California. That said, I'm reminded of when J.D. Vance and Senator Fetterman came together to sign a bipartisan, or not sign, but propose bipartisan legislation to address East Palestine. If I'm somebody in Pennsylvania, I'm like, okay, this is a J.D., like, who actually did this? And so there are sometimes circumstances where I'm going to agree with Kurt, like, you actually do need a person where you've got these specific type of bipartisan, state-specific matters.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.